Welcome everyone to this special edition of the Leadership Advancements Mentorship podcast. This is Dr. Michael Koku, your host, and I'm privileged today to have a guest on this lamp that will be sharing with us. I will be focusing today on leadership is production, not position. So welcome with me, Coach Tolu Habib. How are you doing, Coach Tolu?
I'm good. Hello, nice to be on this platform with you as well. So looking forward to
Yes.
the
Can we meet you,
conversation.
please? And can you introduce yourself to our leadership community? Yeah.
Sure, thank you. My name is Tolu Habib. I'm a Maxwell certified leadership coach as well as a career coach. I help purpose-driven professionals find clarity in their career, upskill, and also to develop the leader within them and just coincident that that's the topic we're talking about. I believe that leadership is not about the title. Most times we get stuck in title leadership, but leadership is basically about the influence that we can put in other people as well as in ourselves. So helping people find the leader within so that they can lead themselves and also lead other people. So that's what I'm doing. So if you either find me doing things regarding leadership or something regarding career satisfaction within their career and finding themselves in their career as well. So that's why.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing with us. Now, today we'll be looking at leadership is production, not position. And in his book, Developing the Leader Within You, Dr. John Maxwell, he shares the 5 levels of leadership. So the 5 levels, just for the benefit of our audience, the first level is what we called leadership by position. That's what we called positional leadership. And that one is based on rights. And the second one is leadership based on that one is by permission, leadership by permission, and that one is based on relationship. And the third one is leadership by production. That one is based on results. And the fourth level of leadership is leadership by people development. And this one is based on reproduction when you begin to reproduce other leaders in the organization. And the last one is leadership. And that one is called by Pinnacle. Yeah. And that one is leadership and based on respect. And that one takes time to get to. So we want to focus on level 3 today, which is the leadership by production, which is based on results. Because they at the end of the day, what really counts as a leader is your ability to produce results. I am privileged to work with 25 strong leaders in the LAM global community, and we've done 11 global conferences. And since we started 3 years ago, and one of the things that, because I work with leaders of leaders, and one of the things that they see is the ability to generate results. I am result driven. So I want to just start with you. I want to first of all get us. So even though this is what we are going to be emphasizing today, first of all, what does your leadership journey look like? Before Dr. John Maxwell wrote the book Developing the Leader Within You, at that time, most books that are really out in the 80s and the early 70s until late 80s and early 90s are just on management by Dr. Peter Drucker, the leader in modern management. So when he wrote that book, and people now saw that developing the leader within you. So it now occurred to people that so leaders are not born, they are made. So that means everyone has that leadership potential inside of them. So at what point in your life did you discover that leadership potential? How did you become aware of it? Because awareness is the first key to change. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I love the question. How did I become aware? And to even say, because I'm aware doesn't mean that sometimes you don't have that, oh, a little bit of imposter, right? So how did I become aware? Always comes from the fact that I just discovered, and I can't really put a timeline, but over time I discovered that people always lean to me for counsel. People lean
Mm,
to me for advice, like things in their career, or they're trying to navigate different issues, and they would just call me and they leave the conversation saying, "Till I felt better." So I feel like I have more direction. Like the feedback I was getting even before I started, and I think that's what even led me into my coaching journey. Without even having the title a coach, I saw that I was that go-to person that friends or people would call. I had people, colleagues that every time they hit a roadblock and they were looking for how to navigate things in their life, I'm that go-to person they would call and they navigate. And I saw them moving and I saw the influence I was having over people's lives. And then I realized, okay, this is leadership. How can I do this on a bigger scale? And that's when I decided to, seek coaching training and I went for John Maxwell. So understanding and identifying the influence I was having on
Mm,
people was what I would say was that spark that made me realize, oh, there's something in me
mm,
that helps, that God has placed in me because I'm a Christian and I believe that everything we have, it's first God has put those, that was just, it was just looking natural. It wasn't something I had to do, go the extra mile, but it was just natural. And I was seeing the impact it was having in other people. And I would say I yielded and I let myself. Sometimes, I still sometimes struggle with thinking, oh, I need to get that title. But then I realized that no, especially in this scope of North America, where I was still having a conversation with a friend today, and I said, no, I would not sell my values and my identity on the table
mm,
of positional leadership. I'd rather
mm,
let positional leadership go because I always say, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So
mm.
realizing that I do not need that position to influence was like like when you're being set free from a cage of chasing position. So that was that
Yeah.
spark for me, knowing that
Mm.
I do not need the validation of a position to influence the life other people and also to influence myself.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that awareness. Do you remember at what age you are at that time?
I was
At one point, because
definitely.
this is very important because people see themselves in other people's story. So, were you younger at
Oh
that?
no, not that young. I'll say my early 30s. It was
Yeah, okay,
definitely
yeah,
my early
okay,
30s.
yeah. I
But it
just
was
want to
definitely
put,
something that has been in me for a long time, but I took
yeah,
it
but
only
the
for
awareness came much more
yes, it
in your
came
early
much more
30s.
later, but it's always been in me. Growing up, I was a
Okay,
very shy child, right?
okay,
So people also see me and wonder, how did she change, right? So it got
okay.
to a point where, okay, I then started discovering things that were already in me. And like you said
Yeah.
earlier, everyone has leadership in them. Oftentimes we
Yes.
don't, we're just not aware. And you said
Yeah,
self-awareness is the first stage. So
that's
we have
good.
it in us, but sometimes we're just not aware early.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember last year we had a conference, Women Ablaze Global Leadership Conference, and the theme of is and mainly we are targeting women in leadership. Some men still came, and the theme for the conference was leadership is for everyone, and the acronym is LIFE, and because we want everybody to live that knowing that yes, it's for you. It's not just for some. It's not for someone that won the lottery and the others have to stay at the back. It's for everyone. So, but that awareness is the first key to change. Now, since we said awareness is the first key to change, the second step to change is acceptance, acceptance of responsibility to develop that leadership potential inside of us. So, can you share with us how you've been able to your leadership development? So, we've talked about your leadership awareness. We want to focus on your leadership development. Can you tell us your leadership development experience? What is it like?
So you're talking of
I mean, your
acceptance of.
so after you became aware, so what have you done to develop yourself? What step
Okay.
have you taken to develop yourself, to invest in yourself?
Maxwell is one. Is one definitely because it costs a lot of money. So that's one step. I'm also in my 9 to 5. I work as a coach, and in my 9 to 5, I'm also a change leader. So in my role, my 9 to 5, I influence. So I sit in a position where I I don't have the title, but I'm influencing sponsors, I'm influencing senior executives without a title. So in my 9 to 5, I'm doing leadership, change leadership, and in the other world, I'm also doing leadership. So I pretty much have no choice but to develop it. So one of the things I love podcasts. I would wish I read as much as I used to read when I was much younger before having kids. But with my busy schedule, I'm trying to pick that up through audiobooks. But one thing that is very important to me is podcasts. Another thing that I have found to be another great leadership book, and it's just so coincidental that this topic we didn't plan, we didn't
Yeah,
discuss this. But
yeah,
if you look into my phone and look at the notes I was taking, it was as if I was prepared for this topic
yeah.
because I was just looking through some of the lessons I was learning from the Bible about Moses and how there was a part that caught my attention was where it was in Exodus 32 when the children of Israel had committed a sin and he wasn't even there. And despite that he wasn't there, he said, please have forgive these people. And if you're not going to forgive them, please blot my name out. And I was like, wow, that is leadership. That is
Mm,
sacrificial leadership. So
mm,
the Bible is another way I develop my leadership skills. So podcasts, listening to messages on YouTube and also paying for sessions and different things. I always try and it's quite busy. I'm a mom, so sometimes it can be quite busy finding that time. But I take advantage of podcasts, I take advantage of blogs or things on YouTube. I take advantage of books and I take advantage of the Bible to ensure that I'm growing as a leader.
Okay, wow. Let me just break it down, just for the sake of understanding, because understanding changes mind, but action changes life. So the point I want to make is, she took a step after she became aware of her leadership potential in the early 30s. She joined the Maxwell leadership, which I also am privileged to be part of, and it takes some investment, for you to take that step, just for you to know, because the reason why I'm sharing that is that I met a lot of people, and because I do leadership development. I'm holding classes. At the moment, I'm doing some class on communication. People think, oh, the price is too much, it's too expensive. There's a guy, I have
Right.
some people I mentor from Africa, one of them from Zambia, one of them, you want to register, you saw the price. Oh, he said, the thing is this: there's no free ride to the top. Every ride to the top requires investment, because investment is the price for advancement. So I just want to be able to realize that some things you can get for free on the internet, on YouTube and all that, of course. But if you really want to grow, you need to. It will cost you something. Because
Definitely.
whatever doesn't cost you something is worth nothing. That's what she did. She has invested in herself. The law of the mirror said, only people that see value in themselves, you have to see value in yourself before you can invest in yourself. And that was what she has done. Now, let's talk about leadership is production, not position. Can you speak to that, please, as a leader?
Yeah, so before I speak to you, I was just going to add to what I had said earlier and just affirm that you definitely need to invest. I realized I couldn't read as much as I could because of busy schedule. So I'm on a monthly Spotify account. So I can get audiobooks. So Spotify is doing free. I pay that every month. I don't have to, but I'm constantly paying that fee just to get access to books and also to work around my schedule. I also forgot to mention mentorship is another thing I take advantage of because for you to walk in some shoes, it's always easier to work with someone who has walked that path before you. So
Hmm.
actively seeking
So
mentorship.
now talking about mentorship, let me jump into that. Yeah, tell us, how has mentorship impacted your effectiveness for leadership?
Definitely, it's been like life is sometimes bumpy. No matter how much you think you have it figured out, you've gone through those courses, it can sometimes might not equate to lived experience. And
Hmm.
one thing the mentor would have is the lived experience. So in
Hmm.
different areas where I've had to navigate different areas, different leadership journeys, I've had people that and mentorship is, I believe it's mentee driven. It's
Hmm.
always you driving the mentorship. Currently, I'm being mentored by my direct leader at work right now. I had to speak out and say I needed this because there's
Hmm.
something more. I mean, an environment I want to learn more about, you know. Yes, I can communicate, but there's a different North America for people who were born here. Wasn't
Yeah.
born here. So there's some things I still want to learn
Hmm.
without losing myself, definitely. So mentorship has been amazing, something I actively seek. First of
Hmm.
all, it's their values. I won't just seek a mentor just for the fun of mentorship. The mentor
Hmm.
must align with my values and who I believe because I want to be able to trust that the advice that they will give me are things that I can take or things that wouldn't contradict what I believe in. But mentorship
Hmm.
definitely has really been of great help to me.
Wow. Yeah. Let me just share something about mentorship. There's a quote by Socrates, the Greek philosopher, because I wrote a book on the mentorship advantage. That's why on this podcast, we highlight it. So I wrote a book on that called the mentorship advantage. And to make it easy, it's acronym mentorship, that's it. And I highlight each alphabet with practical, actionable steps in that book. So talking about that, look at what Socrates said. She said, smart people learn from mentors. Average people learn from their own experiences. It says stupid people already have all the answers. Wow. Is that not interessante?
Yeah.
Interessante is this.
Why make the same mistake if somebody else has made it already?
Exactly. So that shows, just like only smart people learn from mentors. Some people just, oh, that's why I wrote the book. In fact, I did a research in that book, The Mentorship Advantage, and from 70 professionals all over the world, why people shun mentorship. And it was very eye-opening. and many reasons were given, right? Yeah. So I'm happy that you subscribe to mentorship and you really believe that, because this podcast is leadership advancements mentorship podcast. So quickly, so let's go now. Let's go and speak to that. Leadership is production, not position. Because a lot of people just think that, oh, yes, I'm glad now. I mean, because you have the position, that makes you a leader and nothing more. Yeah, please speak to that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So one of the things what I think we need to always ask ourselves, if you didn't have that title, will people follow you? Because there are people that are in positions, and from where I come from in Africa, people have gotten into positions, and the moment they leave those positions, you hear that their phones stop to buzz. No one calls them anymore, and that is like a shock. It's like no one is looking for me, no one is calling me again. It's because you were
Mm,
never a leader. They were only
mm,
following you because there was something they were getting, like not like advice, of you were not really influencing. There was maybe monetary or something, wasn't really the value. So if we get stuck and think that title alone is what makes us a leader. The moment we lose that title, you can
mm,
go into depression when you realize that no one is following you. People do
mm,
follow results, they follow outcomes, they follow something that's, if I keep gravitating towards someone or investing my time, there has to be
mm,
something that this person, a great leader is someone who can remove roadblocks for me, who can transform, who can cause transformation in my life, and
mm,
has nothing to do with the title that we own. So
mm,
definitely, I do agree with that statement about production over position, because position is just, it's just what it is, a position. Doesn't mean
mm,
because you even have a position, because you can see teams whereby there's someone without a title, but there's someone on that team without, there's someone with a title, but there's
mm,
someone on that team without a title who has more influence than the person with the title. If that person is not in the meeting cannot go on, because the
mm,
ideas and their decisions the person brings to the table that even the positional leader cannot. So
mm,
it's very, yes, positions are good if we do get them, but we should aspire to say, what are the outcomes, what are the impacts that I'm putting in other people's lives?
mm,
How am I putting other people? Because even I believe, even as a leader, there are times I will look like we're putting other people above ourselves. It's not a
mm,
me, me, me. It's not self-pleasing. It's also about how are we giving to the world around us? How are we making other people's lives better? How are we helping people move closer to their goals? So
mm,
the production, the value and the impacts and the
mm,
things that we make happen are more
mm.
important than the position. Position is just the position.
Yeah. So how have you and how has this worked for you as a leader? And because like I said, we talk about leadership is production and not position. You can tell where a leader is by the product of their life, by what they have produced, what they have accomplished. So and can you share some personal experience on this?
Yeah, I think one of the, like, because I also do a 9 to 5. One of the things I would do is also my 9 to 5. I work on projects, and I can see the outcome, and even some of the recognitions I do get at work. It tells like there's an impact. People feel that because Tolu is on this project, for instance, my PM can say I can go to bed because I know that there's someone called Tolu on the project who will ensure that the quality of work that is produced is good, who would
Mm,
take accountability. And like, I don't have the title. It's not, some of these things are not necessarily I can turn the blind eye and say it's not me and throw the blame. And when the problem comes, I'll say, oh, it wasn't me, right? But as a leader that I know that I am, even if I believe that if we succeed, we all succeed. If we
yeah.
fail, we all fail. So I
Mm,
would like take away the norm and say, question things, make sure that things are happening well, the right output is brought out. Like, I raise my hand, and she really supports even beyond what my title says. And that's
mm,
how I've applied, and I see how it has paid off. Oftentimes our projects will go seamlessly, and you're wondering how come it's less friction, everything
mm,
is going so well. It's because there's someone who is on that team, who believes that even if I don't have the title, I
mm.
have the influence to make things work well here.
Wow, that was awesome. And thank you for sharing that. Just talking about that, level one is position, is the entry point of leadership. And it mainly by appointment is based on right. Level two is when you begin to build relationship, get to know the people. because you can't get along with people until you really care about them. So that's what level two is all about. And in level one, people follow you because they have to, because you have the position. And in level two, people follow you because they want to, because they like you. But in level three, just like you're doing, like what you're sharing, and that's when people follow you because of the results you have produced for the organization. And that's why we're emphasizing as leaders. And it's not enough to have position. We have to move to the level of building relationship with people, because you can't get to level three without level two, because you can't get results
Without
until you
people.
have people, because you need people to create results. Result is not something that you can be done. Can you share how you've been able to navigate that step two? Step two is when you build. Can you share with us strategies that you have used to build relationship with the key people under you, and that has helped you to produce that results, to get to operate at the production level? We just want people to get that big picture, so that people just see that you don't just start producing. You have to, first of all, I mean, you need the position. Then from that position, you build on it. You build that relationship. That's what we call leadership by permission. So you now have their permission to go to production. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. And I do agree, two has to be achieved before one, because some people will jump to before three. Some people will jump to production, and I think that's like bad leadership, because you're
Yeah.
creating outcome at the expense of
It's
people's
like you are
growth.
using people to get what you want to get, and
Yes,
it won't last. The
it
result will not
won't
last.
it
Yeah.
won't last. So relationship, people are very, very important. And I'll give a life experience. So I
Mm.
was put in charge of create at work. I was put in charge of leading a virtual party online, a virtual event for my unit, which was going to have over 400 attendees. And I was leading a team of people that were like MD level, manager level. In terms of level, I wasn't the highest on the level. So, but I needed all these people, because I can't do it. I will just enjoy myself if I want to do all this by myself. The success of this, there's so many things. We needed breakout rooms, we needed facilitators, we needed people to create guides and different videos. I can't do it. I don't even have the time, and I can't. And I need people. Some of these people are at my level, some of them are above my level, but I needed everyone to be a part of this project. First of all, I always believe that the first level in relationship is trust. If people trust your intentions, so is I trust this person and I trust their intentions. I know
Mm.
that whatever this person is doing is for our collective good, not for their
Yeah.
own selfish reasons. So the moment, and I'm very intentional about how do I build trust fast and early. If you build trust, any other thing is easy to add on. So I take
Mm.
advantage of, what communication is one of my strategies for building trust. I don't leave people wondering what is happening or trying to
Mm.
make assumptions. I'm very,
Yeah.
even if I don't have all the answers, I will let you know. Try to be
Mm.
a little bit vulnerable to give the intention of why I'm doing what I'm doing. The more
Mm.
I realize that the more I give or the more I tell and explain, the more they really
Mm.
understand my intentions as to
Mm.
why I do this. So by first building the trust in those people and affirming their strengths, because knowing where my own strengths end and where the strengths of other people starts, because I don't have
Mm.
all the strengths, and we also have to
Mm.
leverage each other's strengths.
Yeah.
Also being comfortable with somebody else leading on some things where it's their strengths. So with
Mm.
that, one of the outcomes for that event was the accountability that I got from everyone on that team. Everyone
Mm.
took it as though it was theirs, and the event was a success. Even today, I still got one
Wow.
meeting where I was still told this was something that happened in December, and I was still saying, "Oh, Tolu, thank you so much. We had a lot of, but it was a group effort."
That was
Yes,
good.
some
That
people
was
will
good.
say Tolu led the team, but I assure
Wow.
you, if everyone didn't put their,
That was good. Yeah.
yes, we wouldn't
Yeah.
achieve the
So
success. So
yeah, I got two things from here. You talk about building trust with people and then affirming their strength. That's good. So last question for you, because of our time, what is the greatest leadership lesson that you have learned in your life as a leader?
So as a leader is for me is basically it's not always about me. It's always about people. Not at the expense, like not at the expense of myself, but it's not always about me. Life is beyond me.
Mm.
So understanding that I'm not living just for myself, but I'm also
Mm.
living for other people. So
Yeah.
that awareness helps me when I'm doing things. Sometimes I know it might cost me some inconveniences, but I know that life is not always about me all the
That
time.
was good.
So
Wow. Thank you so much. It's been a great time
thank you.
with you on this Leadership Advancements Mentorship podcast. Please tell people where can they find you? I know where to find you. Tell people
Okay, yeah.
where they can
So
find you.
yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Tolu Habib on LinkedIn.
You said it so fast. Can you tell it
Oh yeah, I will
slowly?
slow down. On LinkedIn, you can find me. My name is Tolu Lokwe. My full name is Tolu Lokwe Favor Habib. You can find me on LinkedIn and on Instagram. You can find me at Connect and Thrive on Instagram. Yes, those are the two places you can find me.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time. We've been sharing on leadership is production, not position. And Coach
Thank you.
Tolu Habib, we really appreciate your time.
Thank
And
you for
we
having
just
me.
believe this will add great values to our leadership community. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
watching this edition. And I want you to know before I come with another leader in the next podcast, listen to this. Understanding changes mind, but it is action that changes life. So take action based on what you've learned, and your transformation is guaranteed. Thank you. This is Dr. Michael Koku, the
Thank
host, signing off, and I'll see you next time. God bless you. Bye bye.